Not just my message. The Earth's been sending radio signals and more out for quite a few years now. If we can find their signals, as I have proven, they can certainly pick ours, even the unintended ones.
What are you trying to say, Ben?
Well, they got our messages, and they took action.
I tried to swallow, but my throat was dry. What actions?
Well, you work in technical support. What is usually your first recommendation when something stops working correctly?
I don't know. Usually turning it off and back on again does the trick in a majority of the cases. At this, my voice trailed off as I realized what he was implying. What this said about March 25th and the lost 27 minutes and 54 seconds. Ben started laughing, trailing off into a sad cough as he saw what he'd said take hold in my mind. Then he suddenly went off at a tangent, just like the old days, and I listened despite the sick feeling in the pit in my stomach at what I was now thinking.
Chariots of the gods. Chariots of the freaking gods. Imagine that. Aliens coming down to teach ancient civilizations new tricks. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe version 6.0 was still under warranty at the time, and part of that warranty included on-site maintenance. Hell, my money's on the Greek gods actually being extraterrestrial consultants sent down to fix bug problems. Makes you wonder which fucked up piece of code triggered Pompeii.
Shut up! I suddenly raged. Maybe he was in one of his mad phases again, but I knew he wasn't. The sane, logical part of me didn't want any more truth. I knew I couldn't handle it anymore. I looked up and Ben was staring at me, not in anger, but in sympathy. He settled down next to me on the beanbag, passing me a beer he obviously just finished out of the small fridge he kept behind his desk. I took a long swig, let my breathing settle, and then passed it back. Took that as a cue to continue, and he did, but quieter this time, less tinged with the hysterical note that had appeared to be emerging in his speech earlier, like he'd reached the peak of his madness and was now trailing off to the other side.
It would explain why so many people believed in pantheons of gods. Back in the day, alien engineers popping down to fix the system, whilst we were still covered. Just like Microsoft ending support for an older version of Windows, though. Maybe we're just past the date where version 6.0 of life on Earth was covered, so they stopped coming.
He took a swig and passed it back, his voice now wistful, his eyes unfocused, trying to look across the unfathomable void.
And now, in the age of radio and microwave signals, the people on Earth are finally sending messages and emails that can be picked up by their gods, bemoaning this and that, the failure with their bodies, their families, and the world around them, demanding answers, and these messages tumble out across the ether of space and picked up by some backwater tech support desk in some forgotten nebula. The number of messages reaches a critical mass and a statistical point where action must be taken. And then some alien equivalent of a high school dropout named Gary checks a scrap of paper on his desk for the instructions to an age-old piece of software.
He downed the rest of his beer,
and then turns it off and on again.
Silence reigned for a few minutes, during which he stood up and made another trip to the fridge, this time bringing back several more bottles. He settled back down on the beanbag and passed me one before he spoke again.
I got a message back, you know,
he said simply. I looked at him courageously and then demanded, "Jesus, Ben, what did it say?" His eyes were dark, pausing a long while before reaching into his back pocket and slowly unfolding a piece of paper, mumbling something about decrypting software, language analysis, and word auto formatting before passing it to me. It read,
Dear Earth, thank you for replying in regards to our recent query as to your ongoing happiness with your software. We passed on your multiple concerns to the relevant technical support desk. Unfortunately, ongoing support for your current version of Life 6.0 has ended. The initial reboot of your hardware/software attempts previously appear to have not resolved your issues. Therefore, we will be refreshing your system to previous stable release Life 5.3. Your contract does not include backup/restoration of existing data, so all current data will be post-version Life 5.3. Thank you for using Life, and please contact us if any further issues occur. Best regards.
Refresh was all I could seem to mutter, confusion and dread dulling my senses.
Using the version numbering as a guide, my guess that we would be resetting the Earth back to the late Jurassic period.
He murmured thoughtfully, taking another swig of his beer.
I sent a message back, of course, asking them not to do anything. I even threw in the proper terms. We have decided to continue with our current installation. Please do not reboot nor refresh the system. Please ignore all other bug reports unless forwarded by me, Ben Glover, sysadmin of Earth. Hopefully they got it in time.
But bug reports?
Prayers.
Oh. Then I looked at him again, the look of disbelief obvious in my eyes. Sysadmin of Earth. He didn't meet my gaze, but rather sheepishly kept his eyes locked on his beer bottle.
Well, I had to sound like I was in charge, didn't I?
Do you think they got your message? I asked, hopefully, after a pause.
I honestly don't know. We can hope, though. By my calculations, we'll know in the next couple hours or so. It's why I invited you here over, I guess. So we gonna watch the end together? Then again, we might just blink out of existence.
His voice trailed off. Silence reigned again, broken only by our occasional sips. There wasn't, in all truth, very much else to say. After a while, he finished his beer, rested it gently down next to him, and yawned expansively. Leaning back on the beanbag with his hands clasped behind his head, he said matter of fact,
Well, to be completely honest, I don't think the dinosaurs were given a fair enough crack at the whip the first time round. Only right they should be given another go.
I turned in disbelief to argue with him at this irresponsible attitude, and then I saw the barely suppressed laughter in his eyes. When all was said and done, what was there left to do but wait and see what happened and laugh at the absurdity of it all? He started, and then I joined in till tears were rolling down our cheeks. And there we sat, laughing and drinking beer until the world ended. Maybe.
Hey guys, it's the Wizard. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the part 4 of The Day God Blinks. Tonight I got Mountain Man on.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
So hopefully you guys enjoyed part 1, 2, and 3. If you are waiting for the ending to put all 4 together, I will put all 4 of them on one track, so it'll be one long one instead of going 4 different videos. But make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Round Table, or go visit us at www.trtproductions757.com, and all of our links are there.
And don't forget about our Instagram, the roundtable _757.
Well, you guys have a good night, and remember to keep your tinfoil hats and your bowls close. You never know what may happen.
Peace, y'all.